Hello, sports fans, and welcome to the Scott Sports 101 Thursday Night Football post-game show for Week 3. Well, Aaron Rodgers threw two touchdown passes in a superb homecoming performance. New York's defense was dominant, and the Jets rolled to a 24-3 victory over the New England Patriots in their home opener Thursday night. Rodgers started his first game at MetLife Stadium since leaving the field just over a year ago with a torn Achilles tendon. In New York's opener, the 40-year-old quarterback showed no signs of injury or playing in his third game in 11 days while scrambling several times and making off-balance throws all night, slicing through New England's defense with surgical precision. Rodgers finished 27 of 35 for 281 yards with TD tosses to Garrett Wilson and Alan Lazard, and had heard chants of Aaron Rodgers throughout as the Jets, who are now 2-1, ended an 8-game home losing streak against the Patriots, who are now 1-2. New York, which stopped a 15-game skid against New England in Bill Belichick's final game as the Patriots, head coach sacked Jacoby Brissett 5 times. Drake made the number 3 overall pick in April, made his NFL debut when he replaced Brissett with 4:24 left in the game. Breece Hall ran for a score for the Jets, who also snapped a 6-game skid in Thursday night games. And there was never much of a doubt in this one between the AFC East rivals. Rodgers jogged onto the field to a thunderous ovation soon after he sent the crowd into a frenzy again. After the Jets' first down stalled, Rodgers, after the Jets' first drive stalled, Rodgers marched them down the field with a little help by a mental mistake from the Patriots. As a first down pass from Rodgers to Hall was stopped for no gain, but Jahalani Tavai lifted the Jets running back and slammed him to the turf with a move more suitable for the wrestling ring. The 15-yard penalty put the ball at New England's 31. 4 plays later, Rodgers threw a quick out to Lazard on his left. The receiver made a move, and Alex Austin reached out to try to stop him, but instead got only a handful of Lazard's undershirt that stretched like a rubber band before Lazard broke away and zipped into the end zone for a 13-yard touchdown. Lazard immediately ran over to his quarterback and handed the football to Rodgers, who threw his first touchdown pass at home for the Jets. Rodgers and the Jets kept things going on their next possession, capping a 13-play, 91-yard drive with a one-run yard by Hall that was reversed by video review after it was originally ruled he was short of the goal line. Joey Sly's 44-yard field goal cut the Patriots' deficit to 14-3 with 3:56 left in the first half. Greg Zuerlein was wide left on a 45-yard shortly before halftime. New York made it 21-3 with 6:18 remaining in the third quarter when Rodgers zipped past to his right and found Wilson, who toe tapped in the front corner of the end zone for a 2-yard touchdown. It marked the third straight game the Jets had at least 3 touchdowns on offense. After Chuck Clark forced and recovered a fumble by Ramondre Stevenson, the Jets increased their lead on a 28-yard field goal by Zuerlein. In the first half, the Jets outgained the Patriots 252 yards to 40 and had 17 first downs to New England's 4. It was the fewest first downs for the Patriots in any half since 2000. Uh, Patriots, Austin had an ankle injury, an uh, offensive linebacker, excuse me. Michael Jordan had a knee and left in the fourth quarter. Uh, the Jets right tackle Morgan Moses injured his knee on the final play of the third quarter and didn't return. And first round pick Olu Fashanu replaced him. And so those are some of the injuries that they had. Uh, and the coming up on September 29th, a week from this coming Sunday, the Patriots will be at San Francisco to host to play the 49ers. They'll be on the road, and the Jets will host Denver at home next Sunday on September 29th. And right now, it's time to give out the game balls. Uh, so, and I got to give them to the New York Jets. Oddly enough, Aaron Rodgers, 27 to 35, 281 yards, 2 touchdowns. Brees Hall, 16 attempts, 1 touchdown, 54 yards, and I gotta see what Tyler Conklin, uh, 5 receptions, 93 yards. Those get the game balls. And I forgot to announce my player of the week for last week. I give it to uh, Kamani Fairbairn of the Texans, who made all his field goals, and he really played well. So I give my player of the week to him. And we've got a bunch of more. We got a lot more football coming up for you Sunday. Beginning with the early games, the Giants are here in Cleveland to take on the Browns. The Chicago Bears are in Indianapolis at Lucas Oil Stadium to take on the Colts. The Texans are at U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis to take on the Vikings. The Philadelphia Eagles are in New Orleans to take on the Saints. The Chargers are in Pittsburgh at Heinz Field to take on the Steelers. The Denver Broncos are at Raymond James Stadium to take on Baker Mayfield and the Bucks. And rounding out the early games, the Green Bay Packers are in Tennessee at Nissan Stadium to take on the Titans in the late afternoon games. There are 3 of them. The Carolina Panthers are in Las Vegas at Allegiant Stadium to take on the Raiders. The Dolphins are in Seattle at Lumen Field to take on the Seahawks. The Detroit Lions are in Arizona at State Farm Stadium to take on the Cardinals. And there's 2 more late games, excuse me. The 0-2 Baltimore Ravens, or 0-2 for the first time since 2015, and try to get their first win. They are in Dallas in Big D at AT&T Stadium in Big D to take on the Ravens. And the 49ers are in Inglewood, California at SoFi Stadium to take on the LA Rams, who are looking to get their first win. And they are 0-2. And Sunday Night Football, the 2-0 Chiefs are in Atlanta to take on the 1-1 Atlanta Falcons. They got a big 1-point win over Philly last Monday night. And Monday Night Football, we got a doubleheader for you. In the early games, the early Monday night game, which is at 7:30, the Jacksonville Jaguars are at Highmark Stadium in Buffalo to take on the Bills. And in the late game at 8:15, the Washington Commanders are in Cincinnati at Paycor Stadium to take on the Bengals. That's the football games coming up for you on Sunday this week in Week 3. And I took the Jets for last night's game. That was my Thursday night pick. And my brother-in-law took the Patriots. He lost. I won because I took the Jets. So that's how we're shaping up here. And I feel the Jets really impressed their fans in their home opener. And the Patriots, they just could not get in. Brissett did not have a good game at all, but being sacked 5 times. And the Jets they just were not able to do anything right in this game. So they're going to really have a lot of work to do to even if they're rugged at 1-2 when they play San Francisco next Sunday. Well, that's just about going to wrap it up for the Sky Sports 101 Thursday Night Football postgame show for Week 3. I'll be back on Sunday with the Browns NFL early games pregame show, and followed by, after the Browns and early games, the late games postgame show, the early games postgame show, late games pregame show, and then the late game after those games, the late games postgame show, Sunday Night Football pregame show. And then the Sunday Night Football postgame show, and then, of course, the Monday night ones, the pregame and postgame for that. But until then, always remember, be a team player each and every day in every way possible. So long, everybody. 3, 2, 1. I'm done.